It's sports and rock till midnight on Score.
Back to Gorman, 1990, score!
Ladies and gentlemen, your host for Score on WDEV is James Etherly.
Hello, Vermont! What's happening, everybody? Warren, Barry Island, Pond, Montpelier, right here in Waterbury, perhaps. Anywhere from Canada to Connecticut, Maine to New York, they did it, ladies and gentlemen. The Red Sox win. They take a 2-1 series lead in the American League Championship Series. It's one of those times where I am 100% thrilled to be wrong. And because I did not anticipate the Red Sox coming out on this one, I'll admit it, hand to God. And, you know, I think today was pretty darn cool. 244-1777. You'll get your thoughts on the air almost immediately after we are done talking with 98.5 The Sports Hub's Matt McCarthy, who joins us once again. My friend, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. After particularly that eighth inning tonight, I'm doing even better than one would have hoped. So, yeah, great win for the Red Sox, James. And 2-1 on the Astros, you know, defending World Series champions. Probably the best team in baseball, at least in my opinion. This is Red Sox sitting in a pretty decent spot right now.
This eighth inning powered mostly by JBJ.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Jackie Bradley Jr. now with 7 RBI in the series. All of those coming with 2 outs. He has the big hit in Game 2 with the 3 RBI double. The big hit, obviously, tonight with the grand slam. Listen, when you're getting production like this from your 8-hitter who's a 235 hitter on the season, you know, you'll take it. There's no doubt about it. I mean, who saw Jackie Bradley Jr. contributing? But, you know, these are the types of things you need to have happen to win a pennant, to win a World Series. You need to have guys like Jackie Bradley Jr. deliver. You need to have guys like Christian Vazquez deliver like he did in the ALCS in Game 4 against the Yankees with that home run. You're not going to be able to just win with Mookie Betts and J.D. Martinez. Guys at the bottom of the order are going to have to contribute, and the Red Sox have gotten those contributions in a big way so far in October, and that's one of the reasons why why they won the ALDS, and now they're 2-1 up on the defending champs.
And you mentioned bringing it, coming around for the top of the lineup. Mookie Betts only just now starting to put some hits together in the American League Championship Series, hitting .307 with a 1-for-5 day today. Andrew Benintendi had a good day. I'm not 100% sure he's my player of the game, but he was clearly WEEI's. J.D. Martinez picked up, his first hit of the championship series. He's hitting .091. So, coming through, you got Devers hitting .750. He pinch hit today, but he's still got a hit. Then you have, Mitch Moreland, who is batting 1,000 right now. Early on, notably, but Jackie Bradley Jr., a grand slam today, really helping out that top half of the lineup.
Yeah, you know, here's the thing, James. They're going to have to hit to win. Like, I don't think this Red Sox team is built to win 3-2 ball games. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're built to win low-scoring games. So they're going to have to hit to win. I mean, look, you know, they scored 2 runs in Game 1. Obviously, they lose that game, but they score 7 and 8 runs in Game 2. Like, that's how they're going to have to win these games. I mean, you know, the lowest, run total they've had in a win so far this October is 4. You know, it's been 4-5. They had 7 and 2, and obviously they had 16 in that big win against the Yankees. Like, they're going to have to continue to do this because, some teams can win those close games. I just don't know if the Red Sox are that team. Granted, their bullpen has been much better than we thought in this series. Barnes and Brazier have been really good, but do you trust Craig Kimbrell with the way he's pitching right now?
I was about to ask you that.
So if that game is still 3-2 going into the ninth, if they don't have that big 5-run 8th inning, like, how good do you feel about that situation with the way that Kimbrell has pitched? You see what I mean? I just don't know if they're built to win those games with the way that their closer is pitching right now. Barnes and Brazier have been good, but Kimbrell hasn't. So they're going to have to continue to hit, particularly in this series.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for them to win games if they can't really trust their bullpen and if they can't hit anyway. But I got to tell you this. I got to ask you this, rather. Tell you. I don't have to tell you anything. I have to ask you.
You can tell me whatever you want.
NASCAR's a sport. There, I said it.
Okay.
But you agreed with me the last time I asked you that. So anyway,
maybe I was just being nice.
And maybe maybe I should tell that to Vinny. Maybe. But anyway, Nathan Eovaldi. I mean, his first 2 starts with the team, he was magnificent. He pitched against the Yankees, and there was another team there that nobody else cares about. But then he goes to Tampa Bay, then he goes to Baltimore and gets clobbered. Were you 100% confident in Nathan Eovaldi coming into tonight?
No, I mean, James, let's remember, really probably with 2 weeks left to go in the season, I think most people thought that Eduardo Rodriguez was going to be the Game 4 starter. It was going to be their 4th option out of the starting rotation in the playoffs. It wasn't until Rodriguez struggled down the stretch and Eovaldi started to pitch well again down the stretch because, as he said, he was really good when he first came to Boston, had a 3, 4, 5-start stretch there that really was not good. And you're like, man, you can't start this guy in October. You got to move him to the bullpen. But he pitched well down the stretch. And they liked that matchup against the Yankees because they felt that a high-velocity righty would match up against the Yankees, given that there's a lot of swing and miss in that Yankees lineup. It turned out to be an absolutely brilliant decision. Let's give the Red Sox some credit on this because this was not an obvious choice. It turned out to be absolutely the right choice, going with Eovaldi over Rodriguez in the starting rotation. But this was not obvious a month ago, and they picked the right guy. They felt, that they had scouted this out well, that he matched up against the Yankees well, and he certainly did. And obviously, you can't turn away from him after he pitched that well against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Not only has he pitched well, he's pitched well on the road, which is no joke in October, particularly at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
This has been, Nathan Eovaldi has been the best addition that the Red Sox could have made. A lot of people felt that they needed a bullpen arm. Maybe they still do need a bullpen arm, but what Eovaldi has given them, he's been their best pitcher so far in October. He and Rick Porcello have been their best 2 pitchers. They've needed this from the back end of their starting rotation. They didn't have it the last 2 years. Eovaldi has been the biggest difference with the Red Sox this year compared to the last 2 years in October.
Eovaldi doing well at the mound so that the Red Sox don't really have to depend on their offense. Jackie Bradley Jr. contributing big time on offense so that they don't really need to rely on Craig Kimbrell. I mean, this team right now doing a lot of big things, at least for today. We have to go with today just for now.
Yeah, but listen, you're also 2-1 up on the defending champs, a team that I think is still the best team in baseball. But the Red Sox have proven that, maybe they're not. At least, listen, granted, it's only 3 games. This is still going to be a heck of a series. I mean, even though the final scores haven't been too close in this series, they've been very close ball games for 7 or 8 innings until somebody's broken it open at the end. So, listen, this series is far from over. But you've put yourself in a position now where even if you drop the next 2 games in Houston, you're coming back to Fenway Park. You've guaranteed that in this series, and that's huge for the Red Sox. Although it should be noted, they've been better on the road, James, than they have been at home this October. They were outstanding at Yankee Stadium. They were good tonight. I mean, to win a World Series, to go on the road to 2 tough places to play, like New York and Houston, that is extraordinarily impressive and eye-opening stuff from the Red Sox.
And we head into tomorrow. It's going to be, let's see here, Rick Porcello, who was actually pretty darn good on the road during the regular season. He was 10-3 with a 3.86 ERA and 102 innings on the road. Then he faces Charlie Morton, who you could say is one of, if not the most underrated arms in the entire Houston rotation. 9-2 with a 3.21 ERA in just south of 90 innings at home. What is the concern level for an expert like yourself?
So here's the thing that fascinates me about this pitching matchup tomorrow, James, is that Porcello has pitched a ton already this postseason. He pitched in Game 1 of the ALDS out of the bullpen. He started Game 4. He pitched again. Let's not forget. Porcello's going on 2 days rest tomorrow because he pitched out of the bullpen in Game 2. He threw 15 pitches. They seem to think that his arm is resilient and his arm can bounce back because they've been willing to use him very aggressively out of the bullpen. I mean, he's saved the Red Sox twice out of the bullpen so far this October. So he has pitched a ton this October. Morton hasn't pitched at all. Morton did not pitch in the ALDS, and he hasn't pitched in about 3 to 3.5 weeks because he left the ball game late in the season, I believe, with some shoulder discomfort. some type of injury, and I'm forgetting what it was. So he hasn't pitched in forever. So, are you going to see a pitcher who's rusty with Charlie Morton, or are you going to see a pitcher who's maybe worn down in Rick Porcello? The Red Sox don't seem to think that he'll be worn down. That's why he's going to start again tomorrow. He only threw a few pitches the other night, but again, 2 days rest for Porcello and a guy in Morton who's on something like 20-plus days rest. I think it's a fascinating matchup, given that we've seen a ton of Porcello and absolutely none of Morton. So who knows what we'll get there. It'll be really fascinating to see if Morton has some rest at all to start off this game tomorrow.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see. Now, really, really quickly, before I let you go, who's your starting third baseman for tomorrow?
It has to be Rafael Devers, and it has to be Devers for the rest of this series. I don't know if Nunez is going to be healthy. He came out of the game. Once again, he's dealing with leg and knee problems.
Right at the end of the season, too.
Right, exactly, and he dealt with that problem last year. He's dealt with it throughout the year. So he's a guy who just can't stay healthy. But even if he's healthy and ready to go tomorrow, it has to be Rafael Devers because he gives you something offensively. They're both butchers in the field. Devers should have made that play tonight. Nunez should have made a ton of plays this series. Third base is going to be a problem for them. However, give me Devers as a left-handed hitter against the righty Morton. You got to go heavy lefties against this Astros lineup. Tonight it made sense to have Nunez in there against the lefty and Keuchel, but Houston only has one starting left-handed pitcher and one lefty out of the bullpen in Tony Sipp. It needs to be Devers tomorrow, the left-handed hitter at third base, and you need to go with the left-handed hitting Brock Holt at second base over Kinsler, who's just been an abomination in this series. Get Ian Kinsler off my team. This is awful, what I've seen from Ian Kinsler. He can't play tomorrow, and Nunez can't play tomorrow. It has to be Devers and Holt.
So everybody who's listening to the show knows that you are really, really smart, at least when it comes to Red Sox baseball.
Let's not go that far, James.
Well, here's my question. I agree with basically every word you just said. Does that mean I'm smart too?
Maybe it means you're just as big a fool as me. Who knows? We'll see if I'm proven right or wrong tomorrow.
Matt McCarthy, 98.5 The Sports Hub in Boston. Thank you, Matt.
James, always good to be on with you up in the Green Mountains. I'll see you soon, bud.
You got it. Score, Sports Talk, and Rock on WDEV. Let's rock.